hands. How many people have seen Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope? Okay, that's pretty good for a couple of you. I'm sorry, I'm going to spoil some 40-year-old movies. So, Star Wars was a huge hit from the moment it hit the screen. The opening words crawling up, telling us the galaxy is in the middle of a civil war. Pretty quickly, we meet our hero, Luke Skywalker. He's a young, idealistic farm boy. He's impatient, but he knows there's something wrong in the galaxy, and he wants to try and put it right. He gets his chance pretty soon when he meets a Jedi, a guy with a long beard, who promises to teach him the ways of the Force, some mysterious power that binds the universe together. They go off on a mission. They're going to go rescue a princess, and they're about to succeed. And then Luke looks out, and he sees his teacher fighting against this guy, dressed all in black. This is Darth Vader. This is the agent of the Galactic Empire. This is the embodiment of evil. And as he watches in horror, Darth Vader strikes down his teacher. As Luke screams, "No!" We all know, as the audience, that sooner or later, these two guys are going to fight. So 250 years ago, in a land, well, here, we told a similar story. Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence, and he laid out exactly why King George, agent of the British Empire, was the embodiment of evil, all the things that he had done wrong. And sure enough, we fought. There were sacrifices, there was bloodshed. Sooner or later, the dust settled. In 1787, the framers gathered in Philadelphia to write the Constitution. You know, they weren't as young as Luke Skywalker, but they were idealistic. And when they wrote the Constitution, they didn't mention political parties at all. They were pretty sure reasonable adults could work things out without political parties. Unfortunately, they were up against a powerful force that binds the universe together: mathematics. The framers set up a system of elections that's winner take all. So one person wins everything, everyone else gets nothing. And when you have a system of elections like that, they will tend towards a two-party system, one winner, one loser. It happened right away. Before the 18th century was over, we had the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. And who were the good guys, who were the bad guys, maybe depends on your perspective. What's true is this. Over the centuries, we have always had two political parties. Their names have changed, but there's always been two. And so the uncomfortable truth is, as long as that's how our elections are run, we are stuck with the red team and the blue team. All right, show of hands again. How many people have seen Empire Strikes Back? All right, a lot of people think this is the best movie in the trilogy. Luke's getting a little bit older, and he learns to face his fears. And when his friends are in trouble, he goes off to confront Darth Vader. Well, he's still a young guy, so he's getting overpowered. He's getting his butt kicked. And then he gets hit with this shock. Darth Vader steps forward and says, "Luke, I am your father." Oh my God! Luke cannot believe that there is this intimate connection between them. He can't handle it. Says, "There's no way, I'll never join you." And he throws himself down a shaft to escape. So the framers were optimistic when they wrote the Constitution. We're stuck with a red team and a blue team locked in perpetual combat. Why is that? How did we get this way? And one of the reasons, again, is math. When the framers wrote the Constitution, they had this mindset of abundance. They imagined a Congress that would continue to grow as the country grew, as the population grew. And it did, from 81 people in the very first Congress to more than 500 by the beginning of the 20th century. However, 100 years ago, Congress locked it down, and we've been stuck with 535 members of Congress for 100 years. The problem with this is that this creates a zero-sum game. The red team can only get a seat in Congress by taking it from the blue team. The blue team can only win one by taking it from the red team. So they fight back and forth, and trap a lot of people in the middle. There is a better way that we can do things. The red team and the blue team try and get us to fight against each other, to try and persuade us to hate each other. But it doesn't have to be that way. All right, last one. Who's seen Return of the Jedi? Okay. All right, so we're getting to the final film of the original trilogy, and Luke's all grown up. He's a Jedi now. And so he goes off once again to face Darth Vader, and this time he's got a secret weapon. Not a bomb, not some sort of high-tech laser. Instead, he's armed with love. And when he faces Darth Vader, he tells him, "Father, I will not fight you. There is good in you. I can feel it." Well, Darth Vader's a little skeptical at first and kind of ignores this, but by the climax of the movie, Luke is proven right. His unconditional love for Darth Vader redeems him. And the guy that everybody thought was the embodiment of evil turns out to be the one who saves the galaxy. And peace is restored. I couldn't tell you how many times I have seen these films over the years, first as a kid and then with my kids. But it occurred to me recently that you could sum up this plot line with a quote by Martin Luther King, who said, "Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." And so the red team and the blue team, as they try and get us to fight each other, what if we refuse? What if we refuse to hate each other? What if instead we could recognize the truth, which is that the red team and the blue team, just like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, they have something in common. They have a shared common ancestor in our Constitution. What if the truth is that the red team and the blue team, we all love the United States, and that there is good in everyone? Now, I can tell you how we can get around these electoral mathematics that pit us against each other. We don't have to use Jedi mind tricks, but we can use game theory to outmaneuver the electoral system. There's a problem, though. Game theory depends on people making rational decisions, and hate, almost by definition, is irrational. So, nobody can tell us what the future is going to bring, but I'd like to leave you with a new hope that when enough people are willing to choose love over hate, that peace is possible, even inevitable, in the United States. Mr. Toastmaster.